Hey there, just wanted to do a follow-up to my first video. I've had these now just about a month, and I like them. I really like them. What I'll say is that, I've been out about, I'm gonna guess about 10 times. The first few times in the tongue area when the heat mold was done, there was a little bit of a lump right here that put pressure on the top of my foot. I had them reheated, cinched this area down a lot more, and now they are great. So, and I may end up doing that one more time just to make sure that this part of the boot is as tight against my foot as I want it to be. But for now, you know, everything is good for me to go out and skate in these and work on techniques, progress, and all that. So again, I've been out about 10 times or so. I would say just under half of those are lessons, you know, maybe 4 to 5 are lessons, and then I've had some rehearsals for a small little routine in a holiday show. Just kind of an opening thing, you know, going out and, you know, welcoming people, and then, you know, doing a finale as well. While all the, you know, awesome skaters do everything in between. So one thing I'll say is, you know, they talk about this being aggressive, you know, the toe pick being aggressive. And the first thing that I noticed when I was out there is definitely, you know, I would get a lot of kind of front scraping because I was, you know, still adjusting to these and everything. Other than that, they felt so smooth. I mean, out on the ice. I've had even rental skates that I've had freshly sharpened. And, I mean, literally the guy sharpened the rental skates and I went out and used them on the ice. And they were not as smooth. So, whatever that difference is, I could feel it in here. Just really super smooth. Again, I did have to have the tongue adjusted because the pressure there was really intense. This tongue is heat moldable, and if it's not fully molded and you cinch it down, then whatever shape it is before, you're going to be pushing against. And it's, you know, it's a little rigid. I mean, you know, it's made to kind of hold its shape. So, you know, again, my advice might be, when you're getting these fit and they're warm, go ahead and cinch them down to how you are going to want them to be. Especially as you know, wear them more, I'm sure they're going to sort of, I don't know, in the skiing world we call it pack out, but you know, I'm sure that's going to happen a little bit, and I don't see any reason why you shouldn't do that to start. Like I said, I may even do these one more time. I seem to be doing well. I mean, I got a little bit of, I don't know if you can tell there, but you know, just a little bit of dirt. I ran a, you know, public restroom paper towel kind of over it. Damp. I wasn't trying to soak it or do anything crazy, but I would say that, you know, it didn't wipe off easily. So, you know, I'll take an actual rag or something that's not going to leave a bunch of fuzz and dust and try and, you know, buff that back out to smooth. I don't know if I'm getting a little bit of lace wear there. Yeah, it looks like it might be. Just kind of rubbing that black off right there. I'm not too concerned about that. Oh, you know, here, yeah, I will cover this. So the laces are really long. So after I get them tied, you know, I tie them double. All right, let's just say that this is a thing. I'll have to run this in. Let me see, how do I do it? I think I do it like this. I'll run this in, and then this here, and then that like that. So I end up kind of tucking the laces in right there, and they stay for me, you know, and they'll be completely across. I know that you know, real I say real ice skaters do, you know, may do tape and stuff like that. If I ever run into a problem, I'll opt for something like that, or some kind of, you know, elastic bands that are adjustable. But for now, my little tucking method works. And it's tight, you know, because this is you know, rigid. This is rigid, so it nestles in there nice. Let me see. Yeah, again, now, so I'm skating at a level 5 to 6 right now, basic 5, 6. And I was in basic 4. I just have 2 skills before I'm in 6. And I do those skills, I just haven't mastered them. So, you know, I'll be working on 6 techniques, and I already am, actually. I mean, some of this stuff I am doing. And it's good. Everything seems to be working okay. Like, if you watch the first one, you'll know that I did kind of decide to go for a more advanced boot instead of something that I might outgrow too quickly. The toe pick is going to be the thing that I noticed most, because I feel like it might, maybe it sticks down a little further when I compare. And so but heck, as far as I know, it's helped me to keep my balance a little better, because it discourages me, that's the word, from rocking forward, which, you know, you get that scrape, you know what I'm talking about, if you're on the ice. Oh, one other thing. So these are set up to where, you know, they're I guess centered. So one thing that I notice is that when I'm on the ice and my feet are close, they want to push out this way. When I stand wider, they feel more, you know, kind of center balanced. Before I get them completely screwed down, I'm going to ask my instructors, where should I hold my feet and feel like I'm just completely blissfully balanced? In other words, that there's no pressure outward, you know, that I'm not kind of trying to hold my feet in. And the advice of several people, probably, you know, 1 or 2 of the instructors, and then also the tech at the shop. And the reason is, you know, when you're doing stuff like this, right? Or when, you know, doing stuff like this on the ice, right? Which I'm kind of doing this right now, you know, in getting some turn stuff. And I'm doing turns and all of that. Do I want to be able to hold my feet right here and have my center of gravity exactly down, so that I'm not feeling any pressure outward, any pressure inward, that I'm basically like, I can stand here all day? So I'm going to ask that question, and I'll provide an update once I get everything bolted down. One other thing that, actually I just remembered, I'm glad I remembered this. One other thing that I'm going to do is, so, you know, this has in there, okay, so in there you can see that this is the Aspire footbed system. And it looks like it's pretty decent. I mean, I see kind of, I'm not sure, yeah, you can tell, under the Jackson line right there, there's a little, kind of right at the edge of where that light is right now. See that little texture? You know, that is actually raised. I don't see any down in there. So that may be more heel, cushion. Maybe I'll talk to the tech and see, but I was thinking a few minutes ago, for the Christmas show, it was basically like arrival at 9 in the morning, kind of had a little, you know, warm up, like a practice ice, 9:15 or 9:30, and then first show at 11, and this was broken up into multiple shows for the pandemic related stuff, just to keep the numbers low and give people more space. But first show at 11, second show at 1. Wrapping from there, right? So 2 o'clock, maybe 2:30, everything's done, everybody's off the ice. Photos, right? Photos were happening during this time and all that. So I was basically in the skates all day. and generally things were fine. I felt like, hey, I could be in these all day. But I did feel that kind of under, like, you know, the bones under your toes right in here, I did feel like maybe those, by the end of the day, it was just a little sore. I saw a couple of people that were maybe around my same level who were kind of walking around almost limping. You know, because we aren't used to spending this much time in skates. I don't know if having something like a Surefoot footbed, or if there's something, you know, that's from the skiing world in my experience there. You know, but they do have those at REI, so I know that more than skiing uses the Surefoot. But if ice skating has a type of footbed that's maybe a little better, similar to Surefoot, I may look into that, just because I want to be able to spend as much time in these as I need to, and at the end of the day come out all right. Now obviously, you know, it's different than if there's a, you know, normal tennis shoes, right? There's a lot more rigid stuff happening here for performance reasons, but I would still like to make sure that you know, the comfort is maximized in any way it can. I mean, why not? So that would be my only other thing. If it turns out that this Aspire footbed system is actually the best I can do, that's fine. We're talking, you know, the end of the day. You know, that I had been in these and walking around and running and doing stuff, so, and skating. Anyway, so that's pretty much, you know, the scoop. I say this has all been indoor ice. The edges still feel sharp. I don't know when I may consider having them sharpened again. I'm probably going to go back to the tech, and no offense to the shop at the arena. You know, they're more hockey geared, and I'm sure that, you know, lots of people in the figure skating world get their skates sharpened there, but I think I'm gonna leave it to my tech to handle, just that way no one undoes his work. He knows that he's the only one touching these. I keep the hard guards on when I'm, you know, marching around and stuff like that. When I'm done for the day, I do just kind of, you know, give a quick wipe and then put these on. And then once they're dry, I do try to get the hard guards on if they're going to go in a bag where they could, you know, cut through or something. These are fine though. This is nice and soft, so I can actually leave these on. And just a quick update on the hard guards here. Let me get this flashlight again. So I notice that inside, I don't know if you, I may not be able to get focus on this, but inside there seems to be a little bit of junk accumulating in there. I don't know what that is. If that's just sort of, you know, came from the manufacturer. See that there? I don't know. And then that in there, kind of right there, was one of these little higher rises, and so that has been chewed off. I would say that if I had to guess, yeah, this is the front. That toe pick probably did that. That may kind of be what it needs when that toe pick is rested in there. That may just kind of be what happens there. And yep, this one too. I don't know if you'll be, yeah, you can kind of see that little lump in there. But that is, it's just kind of barely hanging on. I'm just gonna go ahead and see if I can detach it. Yeah. Oh, it didn't want to come out. There we go. So that is just where it needs to be. Now there's plenty of room underneath, you know, all that right there. There's still, this is probably about right in this area here. So there's still, you know, a lot of space in there. Getting a little wear in the back. I guess how I walk in these. Now note, I'm not running out into parking lots and stuff. I am staying mainly on rubberized surface, right, in the arena. But that is how they're wearing. So everything's good. That's maybe a little better. I don't even know if you need the flashlight, but you know, everything's good, normal all through here. Then that, I guess right here I have stepped on this. I know there was a time, and I kind of remember it too, when it's easier for me to get my right leg off. If I go and try and take the one off the left leg, my balance gets a little weird. So if I took the right one off and, you know, had it just kind of laying there, I may have accidentally stomped on this right there and left that mark. This is what happens to these, I guess. That's what they're made for. They're lasting, they're doing their job. I think I will maybe, you know, just for the heck of it, you know, maybe take some water and like a brush, run it through there and try and get the gunk out. This one's also got that, you know, it looks like residue, but I couldn't tell you what it is. But, you know, get that off and just try and keep the dirt down, right? Because the blades are going to go in there. There is going to be friction. So that might not be a bad idea. I mean, depending on how serious you are about keeping your edges, when you're done using these every time, taking kind of a, you know, high pressure water to them, and maybe some kind of light brush. I mean, I think to start, if you do it, even like a paintbrush, you know, or what they call an acid brush, right? It's, you know, they're really inexpensive. They've got it like a steel handle and just kind of like a, you know, I don't know, I'm gonna say nylon bristles, but, you know, basically hard plastic bristles. Just, you know, that in there with some running water should take care of that, and then, you know, they'll stand upside down. So I may consider doing that. I mean, I don't want to rust the springs out. I don't want to do anything unnecessary, but because blade sharpening is, you know, a process, wears blades down, you know, can affect performance, you know, I may consider doing that. Anyway, so that was just an afterthought from when I was putting these away. Okay, next time I update this, I hope that I'm getting the final bolts done. I'll let you know if I do anything footbed wise, and any other thoughts, I'll let you know. Thanks, bye.